Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shauna, and I will be doing an energy read for the collective today. So I use oracle cards as well as channeling messages. I don't typically use tarot. These are not date specific. So if you watch them a month from now and it resonates, then take what resonates. And this is also for the collective. So if the message is not resonating with you, maybe watch another one of my videos or take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. So we just came out of the Mercury retrograde. So we are still going to be in the shadow of the Mercury retrograde for about 2 weeks. And what that typically means is we're integrating all of the lessons that we learned from this retrograde. And I don't know about you, but I have been encountering a lot of, not me specifically, but a lot of people are experiencing congestion in their chest, a lot of sneezing, coughing, just sort of phlegm buildup. And that is that energetic movement. Sorry, I'm squinting. The sun decided to come out while I do this reading, which is good, the warmth of the sun. Anyway, so the energy from the Mercury retrograde is definitely more intense than I had expected, and it's clearing that throat chakra. And I'm having a little bit of a dry throat today. I'm decided to fast, do 24 to 36 hour fast, just a water fast to clear my body, clear my vessel, hydrate myself, and start moving through these lessons. And I say that because it feels necessary for a lot of us to start making those moves. We're going through a time where there's a lot of emotion. So maybe you were emotionally eating, maybe you were feeling stagnant. And now that the energy is starting to correct itself to go direct, this is a time where you're going to have more energy and you can actually implement the lessons that you learned, and clearing yourself of the things that came up during that retrograde, during the eclipse season. We're now in Leo season, so coming out of Cancer season feels, we're reestablishing our foundation, our boundaries, our sense of self. Maybe you're still feeling adrift with that, and that's what I'm picking up on, is that there's this the message that's coming through is that I see someone holding like a sword in one hand, and you could go in the direction of the battle, or you could place a sword down and go in the direction of peace. So, and that's a choice that we make every single day. We can take the path of resistance and fight our way through each and every day, each and every situation, or we can place our weapons down and take the path that is not going to fight back. All right, so let's get into the cards here. So I'm using my crystal mandala deck. Beautiful cards, just in case anyone was curious. So that one came flying out, and so did this one. Okay, we'll get one more to clarify. I'm feeling the number 3 today. Let me get a third card to clarify the first 2. What are we moving into? Okay. So we have 3 cards. I'll start with the first one and then move on from there. Revelation. So this is what I was just saying. We're going through this deep purging. A lot of stuff is coming to the surface. We're starting to recognize our cycles. We're starting to recognize our habits, and we're moving past those. We've hit these thresholds. And some of you may feel stuck, but you've already had the revelation. You've already had the insight. You know what to do. It's just now moving through in a new way. You can't cross over this threshold with these old thought patterns and the low vibrational energy. You have to shift that. You have to move out of that. You have to change that. And making those changes can be really scary. But this card coming out means you're ready. And there's so much throat chakra energy in this. Clearing that throat chakra was vital. And it might have been a little uncomfortable. I'm hearing a little painful through this Mercury retrograde of not knowing how to communicate your authenticity. what's authentic to you? Are you staying in integrity as you're talking to people? Are you talking just because you want attention? Are you withholding things because you're afraid of the attention? This is clearing that pathway and clearing those patterns and clearing those habits. And now you're starting to see where in your life you weren't speaking your truth. And I just feel like some of you are out there, like you're starting to sing, you're starting to let your voice pick up and come out of you, especially coming out of this Mercury retrograde. You're going to start wanting to use your voice more, public speaking, becoming a leader, singing. It's this really authentic expression. And I feel this light coming out of my throat for all of you. You're glowing right now. You're shining. It's your time to shine. It's your time to step into that authenticity and let your voice be heard. And which is funny because that was the last one. The card that came out is Karmic Grace. So these two definitely tie hand in hand together. This is that clearing that's happening here. It's just the white is so pure. Grace is so pure. And the message that's coming up with the word grace is maybe there's people in your life you don't think you need to forgive or that they don't deserve forgiveness. But grace is all about, it's not about what's fair and what's right or what's wrong. Grace is about everyone deserves love. Everyone not even deserves. The foundation of our being is love. Everything that happened in your life needed to happen the way it did. You co-created this existence. You needed to go through those experiences to clear certain karmic patterns. So just like you've been given karmic grace, it's time for you to step out of that resentment, step out of that weight. It does feel like this card feels very light and very bright in the throat chakra. And the message that's coming with this one is this heaviness. There's something you're not admitting to yourself about this situation with whoever you're not forgiving. You're not taking responsibility for your part in this. So by letting go and forgiving them, you're also forgiving yourself. It's time to let go of this situation, these situations, these karmic patterns. You're moving through that. This is what's keeping you from crossing that threshold. So this is the threshold. You're there. You've approached it. This is what's holding you back. And what's going to move you through that is this storm wisdom. So the storm wisdom is all about taking all of the knowledge you've accumulated, all of the lessons that you've accumulated, moving it into your heart space and turning it into wisdom. You have been through the storm. You have been through the ringer. You have been through so much. and you know that. You feel that in your body, like this deep exhaustion of I've just done so much. I've just seen so much. I've just had so many really tumultuous, deep, trying experiences. And it's so you could learn, take stock of that and then feel how much wisdom is present in that for you now. Where you are right now is because of all of the things you had to go through. And I say had to because it had to happen exactly the way it did, just like I mentioned before. And what I'm picking up on this card is this glowing energy in the back. This feels like you. This is your energy sort of waiting for you on the other side of this threshold. And it's on the top of this one as well. It's that source energy, that divine energy, that divine love, the unconditional love for self. And when you love yourself unconditionally, the rest follows suit. Then you can love everyone around you unconditionally. You won't judge their flaws. You won't hold resentment for the things that they've done or said to you. This is what this energy of your wisdom is going to help you step into that, help you step through this mess. I mean, the karma that, excuse the beeping, it's my wash. the karma that has accumulated through lifetimes, you are shedding so much of that. And this wisdom, these downloads that are coming, this information that's coming in from spirit, it's so clear, it's so crisp right now. The messages are so crisp, and you know what to do. You know how to move forward. You know you've learned the lesson. So it's time. It's time to step out of these karmic cycles. You're moving past that. You're moving away from that. You're moving away from being a victim of your own creation, a victim of karma. This is my karmic pattern. This is my karmic partner. This is my karmic whatever. That's not an excuse anymore either. It's not just karma anymore. This is your choice to step out of it. You get to, that's the vision. Either keep fighting, keep holding that sword, the weight of that sword, and battling your way through life, or set that sword down and stop fighting life. Stop fighting yourself. Stop trying to destroy yourself. It's not going to work. The resistance is just, it's all you, and you know how to let that go. And that's what keeps coming through is you know. So I'm going to pull a few more cards on the threshold that you've reached. And here we go. Okay, these cards are coming out quickly today. Like I said, these messages are really crisp. So this is a time where you should be sitting down, you should be meditating, you should be really with yourself to get these messages, to get these downloads, clear up your dream space, stop watching TV right before bed so that you can really have crisp, clear dreams on what you're working through and what you're moving. And the card that came through on this threshold is purification. Again, it's just clarifying everything I just said. We are clearing out our vessels, everything from these retrogrades, from Cancer season, from the last 6 months, 6 years, these patterns, they are rising to the 6 years old. The number 6 is just coming up very heavily with this card. It's these really deep patterns from our childhood that we learned, and these unhealthy connections that we've cultivated, and we think it's normal to attach to people this way. And it's purifying that. It's cleansing that from your system. It's cleansing that from your body, from your energetic field, and it's all right on the surface. And so the new moon, the black moon, the second new moon of the month that we just had, that was a huge part of shifting that energy out of the way, making it very clear where you're still stuck so that you can move through it. The planets aren't going to do the work for you. You're doing the work. They just amplify the energy so that you have a very blatant, in your face, brutally, honestly, blunt situation that's screaming at you, this is what needs to change. And this purification is the result of all of this. And it's the result and what you need to be doing by, like I said, I'm fasting today, by drinking a lot of water, cleansing your body, eating high vibrational foods, clearing out your social media, cleaning up your space. My whole house is the window's going crazy. Clearing your space, clearing your body. And it will move you through this threshold much easier, as well as once you're on the other side of that, and those toxins, whether it be people, energy, situations, food, those toxins will no longer resonate. So once you do this purification and you move through these patterns, it will be much more blatantly obvious what is for you and what is not for you. For example, what's coming up is when you walk into a room, maybe previously you were drawn to toxic people because of the toxins that existed in your own energetic system. But now it's going to be being drawn to people who are healthy, And of course, if you're a healer, if you're someone who works with other people, being able to discern between what's yours and what's theirs. There is the oneness, but there's also the sovereignty. And that's what we're dumping here. This karmic grace, we're dumping those attachments. We're ridding ourselves of these toxic attachments to our family, our relationships, our friends. A lot of the energy that's been coming through the last couple of days is grandparents. If you have people in your family who have passed and they weren't able to, there was a lot of unresolved pain, they're coming to you. You're the healer. You're the one who's awake. They're coming to you to clear this. And of course, that was set in motion long before your birth, that was going to be your path. And don't hate them for it. Love them for it. That you get to move this for not just yourself, not just for them, but for your entire lineage. It's keeping the bigger picture. And I'm surprised the vision card didn't come out, because this is all about keeping that bigger picture and that long haul in mind while being so present with yourself and your process. This purification is pulling you back into your body. This is grounding. This is a grounded card. All of the violet and the purple crown chakra energy, as well as these deep dark blacks, that's the root chakra. The black tourmaline is a very grounded protection stone. And something that I'm sort of being told to tell you is, so I keep my dream space very clear so that I can have very vivid dreams. I don't try to lucid dream. I don't try to control them. I just like being able to remember them. And my dream this morning, I had my hands sort of on my womb, and this energy started moving through my root chakra. And in my dream, I was yelling out. That's both of these cards. That's that root chakra coming up and out of the throat chakra. This is letting go of fear, moving through that fear. Maybe you're afraid to let go of this person or situation or speak your truth to them because you're afraid to lose them. But ultimately, for your highest good, it's time to start making these changes. And I still feel confusion. I feel from someone who's watching this that you're really confused. You know there's something that's not moving properly, and you just can't put your finger on it. And let's get clarification for you. I don't like leaving people confused. So let's get clarification on what it is you cannot quite put your finger on. What do you need to be looking at right now? What is this attachment? So I don't think I've ever actually gotten this card. It's really amazing. So she shall always prevail. This is very feminine root chakra energy coming in. This is safety. This is cultivating your own safety. With the goddess Isis, this is pure feminine energy. This is going back into that womb space. This is clearing that womb space. And if you're masculine, it's clearing that connection with your mother, clearing that connection with the mother, with Mother Earth, with your connection to the feminine, and the feminine clearing her connection to herself. We are stepping into our power. We are moving through that fear and that oppressed energy. And we're not blaming anyone for it anymore either. So that's what this feels like. You have, she shall always prevail. You have moved through a lot of situations that should have taken you down, and you didn't. You got back up and you moved through them. And now you're at a place in your life where you can look back and start forgiving those situations and seeing them for what they really were. And that's lessons, so that you could cultivate this wisdom and pass that on and transmute these negative, low vibrational energies. That was your mission. And it's still your mission. And that shifts as we're moving through this. Your mission for the better half of your life might have just been to go through all of these really difficult trials. And I feel this deep grief with it. Grieve, cry, let it out. Let yourself feel those feelings. Finally, you are safe right now. So you can finally move those feelings. I'm starting to cry. It's this, I mean, all of these cards sort of entangling with each other, these downloads coming in, purifying you, clearing this energy, and you're being asked, finally feel those feelings. Let yourself feel the pain. Let yourself feel the grief. Let yourself feel the anxiety and the loss. And until you honor those feelings, they're going to stay stuck. And actually, another part of my dream this morning, that the song popped in my head. What is it? Traveling Soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier, come back again. You know that song? That's what this feels like. This very deep, heavy grief of possibly losing someone or being afraid to lose someone, but you're safe now. So this is your time to finally be able to feel that grief, to be able to let go of that and then step into your power. The sun's coming out again. This just very bright download of purification and love, and let that carry you through. That will, I mean, all of these cards just go so beautifully together. That will carry you through this revelation, this threshold that you're coming up on, this new state of being. And I'm hearing, for this last card, I'm going to read from the book a little bit on it. Card number 51, Goddess Isis, Isis Crystal. Here we are. We bring you the empowerment of she shall always prevail. There is something magnificent in the human spirit when one chooses to believe in oneself. Life rallies to strengthen and encourage it. It is the expression of will to live, not from a place of fear of death, but of a brave, divinely defiant boldness that refuses to give up on what matters most. You have had your share of heartbreak and disappointment, and yet, rather than bitterness in your heart, you choose love. You have your moments of doubt and despair, and yet, deep in your heart, you choose to continue on. You have the spirit of Isis in you. And just like the universal mother expressing herself through Isis, you shall prevail. Isis teaches us that holding love in our heart and refusing to allow bitterness or hatred to overcome us is the way to stay powerful and radiant on the path of life, even amongst some of the most difficult times. Isis speaks to you now through this oracle, which lives in you as your fighting spirit and sacred warrior. She is urging you to never give up. She brings you guidance that you shall prevail, that love always wins. If you see darkness in the world and those that appear to be less deserving, winning above others, do not become disheartened. The universe is love and karma, and it is clever. Everything is working out according to a higher plan, and you don't have to be in control. Everything is perfectly balanced and perfectly timed with divine mercy. So that just clarifies this entire reading. This is letting go of this attachment to a situation, a person, a place, or a thing because you don't think they deserve your forgiveness. And it's time for you to grieve and to cry and to let that situation, whatever it was, really move through you. And that's not recounting all of the details. That's feeling into your emotional body and letting it move through you. And the advice that I would like to give you while you do that, I did EMDR therapy for a year and a half. So that's bilateral brainwave stimulation. So as you're going into the emotions, bilaterally stimulating your brain, which is just very simply doing this with your fingers or your feet or tapping on your legs, literally anything that is back and forth. Doesn't matter where you start, doesn't matter where you end. But the point is, while you're processing these emotions, do this and it rewires your neural pathways. It fully clears those emotions out. And then at the end of your processing, reestablishing a healthier mindset. I am safe. I am loved. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to grow. I deserve to glow. I deserve to be authentic. You know, whatever feels right for you in that moment, once you're through the processing of that deep, heavy emotion, start feeling it. Start allowing yourself to feel what it feels like to step into your power, to step into that mother energy, that goddess energy, even divine masculine. Connecting into that is really important for your healing as well. So I really hope that was helpful for you guys. This has been an intense time. I do one-on-one sessions. I do readings as well as hypnosis, which I have done some studying on. I've had some great experiences with clients on using it. It's more like a guided meditation with some extra suggestions, intuitively channeling. So if you have any questions about that, just message me and we can open up a chat about it. Comment, share, whoever, if you think this could help with someone, just go ahead and share it with them. This has been a time where we as a collective are starting to hold each other's hands and really connect in through this process. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great week and a great month. It's a new month, so new cycles happening. Love you guys.